if you are in network marketing, or even if you're not in network marketing and you sell some kind of product, program, or service, this today is for you, because just today alone, I got 5 inbox messages from network marketers who were like, I really suck at sales. And, I'm connecting with people, I'm inboxing people, I'm messaging people, and, we're having these great conversations. And then I ask for the sale. Is anyone there? It's crickets. It's total crickets. And they're like, what's going on? I don't understand. I'm busting my butt. I'm doing all this work and I'm not seeing any return on all of the hours that I'm putting in. So that is what we were talking about today. My name is Jen Casey. I am a business strategy coach, and I work with online entrepreneurs in the health and wellness field who want to go from social media to sales and monetize online. I also am the host of the Social Media to Sales podcast. I'm going to give you 3 simple steps, 3 things for you to think about that you can start implementing into your business so that you start hearing some more yes. So everyone's, like, Jen, I'm struggling. I'm doing this whole messaging thing. I'm reaching out to new people, I'm friend requesting people, I'm getting in their inbox, I'm forming them, which is like a Danny Johnson thing, which can totally work if applied correctly. But if people are like, well, I don't really know how to do this, so like form. Okay, so form stands for, family, occupation, recreation, and then message. Message is like, that's when you give your sales pitch, right? So a lot of people are using this technique. So they're inboxing people who they don't actually know and trying to build relationships, but they're going about it by trying to build a friend relationship, which I get is kind of the bedrock of network marketing, as opposed to positioning themselves as the coach, which I think for some people works really well, and for other people really hurts them, because then they end up in this weird, confusing thing of like, well, are you my friend? Are you my coach? Like, what is our relationship? But a lot of people, right, you are forming people, and no shame, it can work. It can definitely work. You're like, hey, saw you're newly engaged, loved your picture, cute kid, I have a 10-month-old too. You're doing all this stuff, and you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? I used to be a nurse too. And you're going through this process, and for some people, it's working real well. And then for other people, it's like, you're maybe just not asking the right questions, or they're just not feeling that connection with you. And so what I find a lot of women are doing is they're going through this process, they're asking a bunch of questions, they're slowly trying to move it into health and fitness and saying, oh, well, like, how much weight do you want to lose? And people are like, this is kind of weird, I don't really know you. I guess I would like to lose 10 pounds. And then it's like, I have a solution for you. Like, immediately jumping the gun, not actually taking the time to like get on the phone with the person or engage with them and really make sure that this would make sense. And it's just like right to the sales pitch. And, if this person's never been approached by somebody trying to sell them something, they may think, oh, this person wants to be my friend. And then it's like, oh, they were only reaching out to me because they wanted to sell me something. And that's not the kind of business that I know you want to run. Am I right? I know, and you might be sitting there right now going, yeah, but Jen, this is like what my company teaches, this is what this coach told me to do, and I do get some sales from it, and I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I'm just telling you, do a gut check for yourself. There's no right or wrong. There are 15 million different ways to strategize, get customers, grow a business in the online space, right? I have friends who make 6 figures just off of YouTube. They don't have a Facebook page. They don't have an Instagram page. They just get clients from YouTube. Other people just get clients, another friend, just from Instagram and her Facebook group. She makes almost $1 million, right? There's no one right way to go about this, but you've got to find the one way that actually sits right with you and feels right in your gut. So if you're getting those crickets and you're getting people ghosting you, something's got to change. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Give me a little face right now if you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I think I need a little update. I need a little facelift. Because here's the thing. If you listen to Gary Vee at all, he talks about like the market is the market is the market. Things are always changing. And I'm not saying certain techniques don't work, but they may be less effective today than they were in, say, 2011 or 2012 or 2014. Like, they just might not be working as effectively today, or your business may be in a different place today than it was back then. So I love the saying, what got you here won't get you there, right? That's a little bomb for you right there. What got you here won't get you there. And I forget where I heard that. Might have been from James Wedmore. Love him. Check out his stuff. But think seriously about that. For a lot of you guys, you may be in network marketing, you may be in business, you may be training a team of network marketers, and you're giving them these great tools to get started, for maybe that first year. But they're like, okay, I did all of those things. I got to this place, I got to this rank, and I'm still doing those things, and I'm just plateauing. I'm just plateauing because I'm ready to level up. And so I think what I really want to encourage you to do is, if you're in that place, don't just stay within the company trainings, because those are going to get you here, but they're not going to get you to those top tiers. And if you ask pretty much any top network marketer, many of whom across all different companies, many are my friends and my clients, and I promise you, they're not just doing the 5 things that the company tells them to do every day. They're hiring business coaches, they're taking courses, they're on YouTube, they're on all these other platforms integrating all of these more advanced business techniques, and maybe they're sharing with their team. Maybe it's not as duplicatable, but if you want to scale your business and not be spinning your wheels and not be spending 16 hours a day growing this thing, it's important to have some things in place that fit your needs. How are you currently showing up on social media, be it live video, your posts, Instagram, some kind of content, and how are you creating value for your specific avatar, for a specific niche in the market? So to give you an example, some people are like, well, I help women lose weight and get healthy, right? That's everyone. That's everybody that's not a man. And some people are like, well, I don't want to just narrow down to women. I really want to also talk to men. It's like, okay, then we're literally talking to the whole population. Everyone has different things that are pain and pleasure points, so we've got to get more specific. So let's say you want to work with women. People are like, okay, I want to help women lose 20 pounds. Okay, we still have to get more specific than that. That's just like the top layer. Let's keep digging through. So what is the problem that you're solving? Think about it. If you were going to create courses, what kind of courses would you create? If you're going to run online accountability or challenge groups, what is the focus of those groups? Think about it. If I'm going to create some meal plan ebook or meal plan fitness guide for somebody who wants to lose 20 pounds, if I make this 20 pounds for somebody who is in the last 12 weeks of prep for their bikini fitness competition, hopefully they don't have 20 pounds to lose if they only have that much time left, but let's say that's the case, right? 20 pounds and they're trying to prep for a bikini fitness competition. Well, their exercise routine is going to be very specific, right? It's going to be that one thing. And then let's say over here, it's like, okay, the last 20 pounds or 20-pound weight loss for moms who are postpartum who just had a C-section. Okay, well, clearly the nutritional needs of those individuals are going to be completely different. The postpartum mom may be in the middle of breastfeeding. She can't do certain workout things because she's still recovering from her C-section and she has no abdominals, right? Cut them. Totally different workout plan. Somebody who's a bikini fitness competitor is, probably in their peak state of, or their peak conditioning. So that plan is going to be very different. Do you guys see, I know those are two kind of extreme examples, and maybe it's easy to see when I make them that clearly polarized, and you're like, well, yeah, obviously for those, but what about for mine? Well, what about for yours? You've got to start writing some things down. Just start journaling. Think about the people who you've loved working with, right? So that you can get really, really clear about who that person is that you would like to serve. Now, maybe you're saying, well, I would love to work with people who are bikini fitness competitors, but I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a personal trainer. I don't have that expertise yet. That's okay. Start with what you have now, and you don't need to be the be-all, end-all expert. You really don't. I swear you really don't. When I first started in the online space, I started as a research expert. I was just that person that was kind of like, I learned this. I was listening to content, training myself, consuming, for real, 12 hours a day, crazy person obsessed. But I became a walking encyclopedia. And so then, was able to kind of regurgitate a lot of those things and slowly start implementing those things into my own health or my own business or whatever the topic was. But realize you don't have to be the guru. You don't have to be the be-all end-all expert. You don't have to be the walking encyclopedia. We've got Google at our fingertips. Isn't that just the greatest thing of today's day and age? Like if somebody's in your group and they ask a question and you're like, I would like to answer it for them, great, you could do that. Or you can empower them to go and, look it up themselves so that they learn how to fly themselves. So realize you don't have to be the be-all end-all expert. And I hope that for some of you or you, it kind of makes you feel like, thank goodness, like permission to not be the expert. Here's the thing. Instead of trying to have all the answers and know it all, especially for those of you who are like certification junkies, you're just collecting certifications to just like wait until someone like anoints you with a crown so that you can start posting on social media. You don't have to be the expert, be a contributor. Contribute to the conversation. Show up, share your answers, right? Share your answers and allow people to see a little bit of what you're learning, see what your journey is like, see what you are experiencing. So let yourself off the hook, right? Wipe off the sweat brow, the little beads of sweat, and just realize, like, how do you start a business? How do you pick a niche? How do you find your expertise? I really think it starts with, what do you love? What are you passionate about? What is your greatest passion? What lights you on fire? And then really think about your stories and struggles and challenges. I think if you just tell your truth, step into your personal truth and share what you know, you're going to win, right? So think about that way. And honestly, don't begin. One mistake I see a lot of people making is they want to choose a specific expertise or a specific niche because they're like, well, I posted on social media, I asked people how they saw me, and they were like, we love when you post recipes. So they decided that they were going to make a recipe book. And I'm like, hold on, pump the brakes. Do you actually like creating recipes? And they're like, well, no, but that's like what gets the most likes on my social media, and everybody's asking for recipes. So I feel like even though I hate cooking and I hate creating recipes and I hate finding recipes, I should create a book around recipes. And I'm just like, no, you don't need to do that. If you hate posting recipes and you love instead creating affirmations and mantras for people to step more into their body love, freaking do that then. You don't have to be the recipe person. And recognize too that if you haven't been speaking to a specific audience all this time, any market research that you do on social media is going to be a little bit skewed. You're not going to get accurate results because those are possibly not your people. So be okay with just following your own intuition on what you should create next. Does this make sense so far? So this other little piece is a lot of people, they're living in their inbox. They're hanging out in there. They're making a little tent in there, and their kids, their significant others, their friends are like, hey, let's hang out. Let's talk at dinner. And you're just like, no, I live here in my inbox now. So, we don't want to do that, right? You don't want to set up camp living for the next ding. That's not a smart or probably not a fun way to continuously grow your business. I don't mean if you're doing that for 12 months out of the year. And ask yourself, what is living in your inbox actually accomplishing? So maybe you're hitting your monthly goals, but is it allowing you to step forward, get on live video, create content, feel creative, maybe make some YouTube videos, maybe go and do some photo shoots, do all of these other things that are going to create attention and grab people and make them come to you instead of you going after them, right? Are you doing those things? So why are you living in your inbox? If it's not working for you and you're burnt out and you're bored and you're not having fun in your business anymore and you're like, do I even like doing this? I'm just in my inbox all day. Do I even like this? So is doing that, why are you doing it? Because maybe you think it's the only way. I'm telling you it's not. Is it allowing you to stay small? Is that becoming your go-to excuse that, oh, I guess I couldn't do a live video today because I had to answer questions. So is there some kind of fear or some kind of block around getting a little bit more visible? Is that a little convenient for you right now? And this doesn't just have to be being in your messenger. This could be any area of your business. What are the things that you're doing right now in your business that you're allowing to take up all this time that you could either outsource or just completely scrap and get rid of, that are not profitable things, that they're not money-making activities, where if you actually shelved those things, you could step forward and become more visible. And another reason people stay in their inbox is because they have no concept of creating boundaries and they feel bad. They literally feel bad and they're like, well, I just feel like if I give people all this value and I answer all of their questions, then they're going to buy from me eventually. And there's two sides to that. Like, I'm all about giving value. You guys see me here, on Facebook, on the podcast, all over the place. I do my best to show up consistently and give tons of value. Are you doing that? Can you do a little bit more? We all can. We all can in some way. But when you start showing up on social media and being visible and providing value publicly, you don't have to spend as much time in your inbox because you've already built that know, like, and trust with people. And when you build that know, like, and trust, you actually close the sale, you expedite the sales process, and you shift the perceived value around what you have to offer. So if you go to your own social media platforms right now and you do a little audit, if you were a brand new potential customer, what would you see? What would you learn about you? And you guys can even tag team up if you've got a friend who is on another network marketing team or somebody who you know who's also a life coach or health coach or business coach. Do a little audit and tell the other person what you see. Because people aren't scrolling that far down. So how frequently are you showing up? What kind of content are you putting out there? And does somebody know immediately when they get to your page what you do, who you work with, and the problem that you solve? Do they see any video content of you? Can they get a sense of who you are within just a few seconds? If not, you may want to make some changes. If you start to implement some of those things by getting more visible and being more clear in your messaging, you won't have to spend as much time in your inbox. And you'll feel like, hey, I earned the right to not answer this person's question. I don't live in my inbox. If people have questions, I either, I'll answer one or two, and then I will redirect them to my Facebook group, to some kind of video content, or let them know about my coaching offerings, right? Because if somebody's coming to me, they're coming because they want to have their problem solved, and I'm happy to do that. But I also am a very busy human being, and I value my own services and my time. And I know that there is power in somebody actually investing, right? And you guys know this too. When you've got that person who's been in your inbox for 6 months, and every couple weeks or every couple of days, they're asking you another question. They're like, oh, hey, what's WordPress? Is it WordPress that you use? What's the best one to use? Or, hey, what is the best greens to eat? Or, so-and-so said XYZ to me and I don't know how to respond. Like, I don't care what industry you're in, there's going to be people who are going to try to get information for free. And it may not be, ill-intended or whatever, but they may be those people who are brain pickers. And if you're not giving them something to potentially buy and invest in, they're not going to do it. Right? So redirect them. You don't have to spend your entire life living in your inbox answering questions for people who are not wanting to invest in you. Because if they like you that much and they're asking that many questions, then they're ready, right? They are ready and they will figure it out. So moving into this next piece, what is your money paradigm? I actually don't really like using the word money block. I think it sometimes creates for people a block that was never even there. They're like, oh, it's a money block. Oh my God, I have to figure out this money block. No. It is your money belief, and it may be allowing you to do things that you want to do or preventing you in some way, holding you back in some way, but it is your belief around money. There's no, right or wrong, and or you can call it a money paradigm, right? So when we're, for network marketers, there's a really interesting thing that I see come up with specific companies, not with all companies, but like I was saying, there's this huge amount of people, especially in the lower tiers, devaluing their time and services. And I think a lot of them see themselves not as a real business owner. Like they're like, no, this is a real business, and they're constantly having to validate and convince other people that what they're doing is legit. But at your core, what are the things that you're telling yourself? What is the story that you're telling yourself? Is it that money's hard to come by? Nobody wants to buy my stuff? People always tell me no. I constantly get crickets. And ask yourself, like, what is real money to you? What is real money? And you may have a significant other, friends who are like, oh, online business, that's not real money. What? Like, what do you mean it's not real money? Yeah, it is. Like, it's like dollar bills, like numbers going into my bank account. Like, to me, that's real money. But there may be some kind of hang up for you about that this isn't real money. So ask yourself, if that's not, where is the quote unquote real money? Is that only valuable or only able to be validated if it's in a corporate setting? Like, is being a waitress real money, or is that fun money? Or being a network marketer, is that hobby money? Is that side money? Or is that a real business? Is that your real money? Your little coaching thing, you know, your little health coaching thing you're doing on the side, your business coaching thing, you've got a couple of clients. Are people kind of scoffing at it? Or are people like, dude, that's awesome. You're generating another stream of income. Like, I don't care if it's $12 a week. That adds up over the time that, you know, if you're doing it for 5 years, guess what? You've now made an additional stream of income. So are you putting and placing judgment on the type of money that you're bringing in? Does the way that you're bringing in somehow make it less legit? And if there's other people kind of saying that stuff in your ear, you might want to just shut that down for them. So just to kind of quickly recap, own your boundaries, own your time, own your freaking prices, own your prices, get visible, helping people. How can you help more people on video, on a bigger scale? How can you get up and teach? How can you be the coach before they sign up with you? The most beautiful thing is when you have people reaching out to you who you've never met before, who have watched a couple of your videos, who are like, oh my gosh, you are my coach. And you're like, I don't even know who this person is, but this is freaking cool. Like, they're ready to work with me because this one video, I spent 30 minutes creating a video, they watched it, they connected with me, and now they are like, you're my person, let's do this. Like, that's crazy. And just those little tiny things, deciding to get on video, deciding to write that story post and expose your truth and show up authentically and vulnerably, deciding to ask for the sale, even if it's freaking scary, even if it's like so scary. Like, these are all the things that move us forward, not just like, oh, it's like this small little thing. No, the dial is moving every single time. It may be moving 1 degree, 10 degrees, 0.001 degree, but it's moving, and it's moving in the direction that you want to go. So it all counts. It's all valuable. So make sure that you're celebrating every single one of those wins, even if they feel small. Those are the ones that are sometimes the most important. So you've got to acknowledge them. All right. The other little quick thing to recap is, you know, living in your inbox is not going to allow you to scale your business to that next level. So if you're making, you know, $1,000 a month and you want to make 5, you've got to get more visible and get out of your inbox. If you're ready to scale it up to 6 figures, what are some things that you need to do? Study some people who are already doing what you want to do and pay attention to how they are running their business. How are they showing up? What types of posts are they putting out there? And really start to study successful people, because success leaves clues. And, you know, own the heck out of your boundaries, man, because if you do that, it's amazing. When you start to respect yourself and your own time, so will other people. If you have no boundaries and no respect for your own time, and you let people on your team or your clients or whoever, if you let them run the show, you're going to feel out of control, right? And if you're not already inside the Facebook group, come and hang. It's a free group. I do lots of fun free challenges and trainings in there. We've got some awesome stuff planned for the next couple of months. So come hang. You can go to heyjencasey.com/group to come and join the party.